Hi, my name's Kelly and I channel my spirit guides, and I'm seeing this sun come in. And I'm at Panther Meadows on Mount Shasta. There's a drinking spring coming out of the mountain. I'll get a better video and make a short of it. But I didn't get to go to the center of Talos, and I plan on leaving because I want to go swimming somewhere, and this is cold. This is freezing. So I would like to channel the Council of Elders about what is a karmic lesson that I agreed with them to learn in this lifetime. And since Nana Anna's here, we're gonna ask her to come in. I think they're gonna talk about coffee. So, hello Kelly, welcome. How do you like our little mountain we got here? No, we didn't invite you in yet. But you did have an experience of healing while you were here. You were supported in 3 days of fasting, and that's always been a very good reset for you. 3 days of intermittent fasting. Until 3 is the goal. And today you woke up and you drank coffee first thing, and you had a cigarette with it. And we said, Kelly, what are you doing? Okay, we need to slow down and look at this. You're on a sacred mountain. You're on a sacred campground. And you're not honoring it. And when they said that, I thought, you're not honoring your mother, because I just have the habit of not honoring nature. It's not something I need to feel bad about. I'm becoming aware that I don't honor nature, and it's because I have habits that have been placed, like the coffee, because what I could be enjoying up here barefoot on Shasta is the majesty and the magical frequencies that we all have access to up here, but we're blocked from them because of the conditioning of the city. So I probably needed longer up here for complete communion with the mountain. So in this lifetime, we showed you that, yeah, it's one of the 10 commandments that you're supposed to honor your Mother Earth and honor your Father Sky. Okay, keep them clean. Keep them clean. And regarding fasting, think about this. We have 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, and 1 mouth. So we're supposed to observe with our eyes and our ears and our nose twice as much as we speak or eat with our mouth. There is divine intelligence in the way that things are designed. And you're going to be distracted from that divine intelligence when you live in an artificial way, which is a programmed societal way. All of societies in the entire history of humanity have been programs of cultural norms that everybody was programmed with because they were raised in it. But we're coming to a period astrologically where everything is kept track of, where you are now free to choose which society you would like to live in on Earth. Go back in time. The Akashic Records are opening up. Go find an Akashic Records teacher. Learn how to read it yourself. Don't look for answers from other people. Look for the tools that teach you how to find your answers within. Okay? And those who are teaching that are going to be given platforms to speak. So Kelly wants to know about her liver and about the coffee and about her solar plexus and IBS and all of these things. And we began to tell her that one of the things she agreed to do in this life was to go into an underworld, go into a shadow aspect of humanity where you experience what it's like to be, your consciousness is dampened, is tortured and traumatized, so that you have to survive. You have to figure out how to survive. And then in that survival mode, you know, your higher self is like, let's make the best of it. And so you normalize that and you just try to make the best of it. You try to find joy and pleasure where you can, and it just becomes normal. And you don't think you have any options because of that past trauma. So what Kelly agreed to do was to take this light, this flame of Christ light, consciously onto the planet and allow it to teach her how to remove the veils that are keeping society programmed in the way that it is, which happens to be traumatized. So she's consciously going into that trauma. For example, with the coffee this morning, she was allowing herself to feel the anxiety within her solar plexus that coffee caused. And we said, Kelly, don't run from it, sit with it. Sit with the anxiety that you put on yourself when you chose to make that coffee. Why did you choose to make that coffee? Because back in the 50s, this is my theory, back in the 50s, when school became compulsory and coffee pots became a household item, which was pushed into the domestic lifestyle on your televisions. Well, first of all, kids went into compulsory schooling because the women went back to work during World War II, right? Women went to work, the men went off to war. When the women were at work, who's going to take care of the kids? So they had to go to school, okay? And when this lifestyle shift happened because of war, then humans were like, let's figure out how to deal with it. And guess what? The same people that started the war, offered the coffee as a solution for you to get by with life. And so society shifted and changed to look like one of the common domestic suburban household. But it's just a way of being. You can choose to not cooperate with that way that's been pushed on your society through manipulation of politics and media. And it's happening today. The politics and the media are conditioning you to shift in the way that serves them. So you've got to block it out. You've got to get out of the city, and you've got to go up high on a mountain for like 5 days, I guess, until you are barefoot long enough and expose yourself to the spring waters and the sunshine and the bird song and the dirt. And then you remember that you can clean things with ashes. And all you really need is a little bit of soap for your clothes, which smells better. And the sun bleaches out any stains from your clothes, and everything smells delightful. And you come up here and you're like, wow, I wish I was doing this every day. So I can't, but I can sit here and I can be so present with this experience that I embody it and I anchor it into the physical. And then at least I bring back the memory back down to the city, and I go, where can I look for this in my life? Bring the spring water, get spring water more often. You know, there's little things that you can do to normalize this lifestyle so that eventually it starts off as 5% of your life is that. Then it becomes 10%, and then you move to a house that makes it 40%. And like that, you anchor the reality that you want bit by bit by bit. That's how they put the butterfly together. In the chrysalis, they put bit by bit by bit, tediously. Just imagine these little fairies just fluttering around, putting all the pieces in place, and then we give it a spark. We give it a spark. There's a spark that happens that brings life to physical matter that is all one. It's all the earth. It's all the mother. Everything. Your body is part of your Mother Earth, right? Right? You came from the earth, you'll return to the earth. Your body is, honor your body. When we say to honor your mother, we're telling you to honor your body. That's the temple. Your body is your own personal earth. Honor it. And how you don't know how to honor it. So look at nature to teach you. Spend time with nature to teach you. Rise with the sun. Consider sleep a fasting period. How would you break a fast? What's the appropriate way for your body will tell you what feels good. If you drink coffee and you have anxiety in your solar plexus within minutes, that's not honoring your body. That's not honoring your mother. Okay, Kel? And don't listen as long as you don't want to listen, but it's not going to feel good and you can ignore it, and then you're going to cause disease in your body when you ignore it because you're not listening to your mom. And eventually you'll be miserable and you go, okay, fine. But the surprise is that once you do honor your mother, you elevate timelines and you discover ecstasy, and it's beyond anything your previous consciousness could imagine as joyful. You can't even imagine what's coming. You can't even imagine it. That's how good it is. And even those words don't motivate you to do it, because the motivation has to come from innocence and love, not guilt and shame and external pressure. That's the shift. It's an allowing, it's the divine feminine resurfacing on the planet, and it's not going to be a masculine powering over of people. It's going to be a namaste where you recognize the light within you is in the light within others, and as long as you focus on that light so much that you become a mirror for them to see the light in themselves, then you heal yourself from the bondage of the slavery, because the two of you then see the truth together and it grows stronger, it anchors. It's more likely to anchor when two of you are holding the light of truth together. And it can begin by you seeing it in someone else and holding it so they can see it. That's what the fifth dimension is doing for us. They're holding the vision of paradise. And we can look at it and go, oh, I recognize that. I can anchor that. Oh, I recognize that. I can shift that. Oh, I recognize that. That's too easy. Why wasn't I already doing that? And it's bit by bit by bit by bit. It's tedious. It's every day. It's going to take effort every minute, because it's a conditioning of looking for the silver lining and seeing the blessings and breathing and finding the cleanest water you can, and then going, well, it's just too far to go for clean water. I got to get closer to that clean water. This is too much work to carry it that far. And then you honor the water and you go, gosh, water's so important. We forget because we're watching sitcoms every single day. We're scrolling. It's okay. If you use that scrolling to bring you closer to these actions, you can use anything to bring you closer to your mother. It's all an illusion. It's a fractal. It's a hologram. And even in your daily chores and your maintenance, you can bring yourself closer to the truth that you are unconditionally loved, and that is your reality underneath this illusion that you're unconditionally loved. The illusion is that you're guilty of anything. It's going to take reminding. So find your tribe. So find your mirror. The people that mirror back to you, your innocence, are your tribe. And they may not be people that you need to live with, but they might. So keep in touch with them. And find, they're going to be the people that have something you need when you need it. With no expectations of return. Okay? Feels complete. And so it is. Namaste.